Nothing. It's a card from my dad.
What is it? Wait. Dear son, happy Festivus? What is Festivus?
It's nothing. It's nothing.
When George was growing
Jerry,
up,
no.
his father hated all the commercial and religious aspects of Christmas,
Yeah.
so he made up his own holiday.
Oh, and another piece of the puzzle falls into place.
Now, I may be cheating with this one because technically it's not a Christmas episode, it's a Festivus one.
A Festivus for the rest of us.
Seinfeld proved that even in its final season it had plenty gas left in the tank when it gave us Season 9, Episode 10, The Strike. But let's be honest, that's pretty much just what you get when you Google Festivus episode, and that's probably what you're going to Google this time of year. That being said, everything in this episode clicks. Elaine's story of trying to get a free sub but having lost her card and having to get it back with an elaborate game of telephone because of all the fake numbers she's giving out to guys is a lot of fun.
Why don't I give you my phone number? I bet I wrote that fake number on the back of it when I gave it to Denim Fest. So anyway, I've been giving out your phone number as my standard fake.
Oh, your real number. You just, give it to me. And that way I'll have it.
Okay,
Jerry dating a Two-Face.
Hi, I'm Jerry.
Hi. Come on, our table's ready.
So attractive one day, not attractive the next.
Have you come across this?
She's a two-face.
Hey,
Boy, am I glad to see you.
you expecting someone else?
You never know.
George creating a fake Christmas charity that he's making donations to called The Human Fund. Please donate this time of year.
A donation has been made in your name to the Human Fund. What is that?
Made it up. What's this? The Human Fund. Whatever. Exactly.
Kramer, us finally learning what he has been up to and why the episode is called The Strike.
Great news. Yeah, the strike's been settled. I'm going back to work.
What strike?
H&H Bagels, that's where I worked.
Why didn't you ever mention this?
Well, Jerry, I didn't want you to know I was out of work. It's embarrassing.
Really, we all love and remember this one because of how crazy and ridiculous Festivus is.
You gather your family around and tell them all the ways they have disappointed you over the past year. And is there a tree? No, instead there's a pole. Requires no decoration. I find tinsel distracting.
The made-up holiday was created by George's father and actually inspired by one of the writers on staff's father, and Kramer takes a big interest, much in the way a lot of people have in real life, taking interest in creating their own Festivus. And it's ludicrously entertaining. Naturally, that gives us the fantastic combination of Frank Costanza and Kramer, and anytime they're together, it's absolute gold. I also feel like this episode goes a long way in explaining why George is the way he is, because let's be honest, if you grew up with Festivus in your house, you probably wouldn't be, well, you'd probably be George too.
George, Festivus is your heritage. It is part of who you are.
That's why I hate it.
Of course, what's also amazing about this is that George is discovered to have created a fake charity, and his only way out of that is to champion Festivus.
Memo here from accounting telling me there's no such thing as the Human Fund.
I don't really celebrate Christmas. I celebrate Festivus.
Feminist.
Festivus.
Something Seinfeld always masterfully does is it kind of folds stories together at the very end, and getting all of that through the guise of the Festivus meal is just absolutely outstanding. Watching all the dominoes fall and the stories tangle, it's just a glorious mess to watch.
What are you doing here?
Embracing my roots.
They nailed you on the 20 Gs?
Busted cold.
Hello again, Miss Bennis.
What are you doing here?
I told them I was just about to see you. It's a Festivus miracle.
Gwen, wait! Ah! Bad lighting on the porch.
Seinfeld is an outstanding show anyway, but this is an example of an episode where it's just firing on all cylinders and really shows some of the hallmarks that made the show great. Like the comedic observation that, guess what? Someone would look really good in certain lighting, and if you met them for the first time, that lighting, and then there was good lighting on and off sometimes, they're not always going to look as good. But we obviously get those observations through Jerry. Then we get a character, which is a classic in Seinfeld, of them telling a lie, continuing to grow, and then exploding in their face with Elaine and with George. Especially the George character, we have that desperation of having to crawl back to something he hates just to survive. He's very cockroach in that regard. We have the fantastic revelation that Kramer, guess what, he hasn't been unemployed. He's been on strike for the whole duration of the show, which is outstanding. Whoever came up with that deserves a raise. And then we have the creation and introduction of Festivus, which is just so delightfully crazy, but weirdly believable for the characters in the show. It feels like there's enough history and elements there that you can actually celebrate, and people seemingly do. What can I say? It's just an absolute Christmas classic. Sorry, Festivus classic. It's one that I'm delighted when it's always underneath the aluminum pole for me, and certainly there'll be no airing of grievances from me about this episode.
Tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're gonna hear about it.
Where's the turkey, Jeremy?
What?
The turkey. Where's the turkey?
I thought you were getting the turkey.
You what? No turkey? You fucking idiot, Jeremy! You total fucking idiot! That was your job, you fucking moron! You cretin! You're a fuckhead! That's what you are! A fucking shithead!
It was a joke, Mark. I was joking. It was a Christmas joke.
That looks like a lovely turkey. I'm sorry, I flew off the handle a bit.
That wasn't very Christmassy.
One of the joys of Peep Show is how much Mark and Jeremy's personalities just clash. And when it comes to Christmas, they could not be any more different, with Jeremy having a kind of childlike, traditional, warm view of Christmas, and Mark having a more clinical and cold, logical approach to Christmas. And considering it's Mark's turn to organise Christmas, considering his family is coming over, things get pretty intense, and it's great because we get to hear exactly what they think of each other.
You are putting little crosses in the bottoms, aren't you, Jeremy?
Yeah, of course. Don't think I'll be bothering with that. Happy Christmas to me.
So we get to meet Mark's family, the Corrigans, and they explain why he is the way he is a lot, actually. First of all, we have his sister Sarah, who keeps hitting with Jeremy, which is awkward. They don't really have a really sexy couple vibe.
God, foot in the crotch. This isn't very Nat King Cole. But of course, I'm getting a hard-on anyway, like the horny Christmas elf I am. How pathetic.
But you know who does? Mark's mom and Superhands. Very steamy.
Oi, Mrs. C. Answer me this. Have you ever had a parrot?
No.
Just you look like you might enjoy a cockatoo.
That's very cheeky, Hans.
This is the spirit of Christmas. Superhands bonking mum doggy style in the airing cupboard.
And then we, of course, have Mark's dad, who is definitely kind of has the traditional conservative elements of Mark. But the big difference is, Mark's not a total prick.
Cauliflower's not traditional, Dad.
Cauliflower is traditional!
I don't know if it really is traditional, actually.
Could you not slip a muzzle on your woman, please, Mark?
I mean, I would say just the family in general are amazing. The gift giving, man, they need to up it, because we have one terrible gift from Mark's dad.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah. Great. It's a shredder. It's my dad's old shredder.
And one very awkward gift from Mark's mum.
Well, they've got a funny... Oh, okay.
They're a bit saucy.
My mother is giving me socks depicting a sexual position I have never even attempted.
If you thought that was awkward, though, nothing could be more awkward than the way Mark introduces his girlfriend, Dobby.
Is our friend?
Hello, I'm Dobby.
We know each other.
As you do.
It's fine. Luckily, we're all English, so no one's going to ask any questions. Thank you, centuries of emotional repression.
Yikes. So yeah, Mark and his dad are having a bit of a power struggle over what makes a traditional Christmas, and, you know, it's Mark's house, so he's trying to be the one that has in control, and they're battling out over many things, cauliflower being one of them.
I'm in charge. I've launched the Christmas putsch. I carve the turkey. I decide what veg we have. No cauliflower. No one else has it. It's not a tradition.
Christmas is coming home. Ding dong merrily on Mark.
And we have Jeremy trying to have his own traditional Christmas. So yeah, the whole thing is a bit of a mess, and it really seems like it's going to go badly wrong. And when Mark fails to stand up for Dobby, yeah, that's about as bad as it can go. But it's also great just seeing Jeremy, who's obviously friendly with the Corrigans at this point, just trying to interact with them, because there's times where he just could not be bothered, like when he plays charades with Mark's dad.
Thus spake Zarathustra.
Excuse me?
It's a book by nature.
Chicken Run.
Correct. But you... Fuck you, Dan. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Chicken Run.
Now that all would make for a great episode anyway, but what really makes this episode shine for me is that it feels like a rare Mark in the win column for the Peep Show boys, as Mark comes back, tells off his dad for his thoughts on the dinner, for his bad manners, and for that shite gift.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. You can do a lot better than that, Marco.
Well, no, actually, because she's great, and thanks to you, I'm a dick. You want ham? Well, you're gonna get ham. See how you like this ham?
What the hell do you think you're doing?
I thought you liked your ham shredded.
Mark, think what it's doing to the mechanism.
And as he ruins the gift by shredding it with ham in a hilariously defiant moment, it feels like a real victory.
Hans, pour my mother a massive drink. Jeremy, turn on Ratatouille. Sarah, crack open the Pictionary. Merry Christmas, everyone!
And with that, Christmas is saved. And this is a perfect one to watch with your Brussels sprouts with crucifixes on the bottom. Don't forget them. Or your shredded ham, but never cauliflower.
How's the cauliflower doing?
It's just resting in the shop, Dad, due to the fact that cauliflower is not traditional. Didn't give him a chance to respond. Nice. I should try leaving the room immediately after I say anything to him. Much easier.
Here we go. Let's go. Everybody dance now. Everybody dance now.
I think we're off to a great start.
In its original run, Arrested Development was one of the finest and sharpest sitcoms of all time. For me, though, one of my favourite episodes happens to be a Christmas episode. That being the season 2 episode, Afternoon Delight. Which means we get to see a Bluth family Christmas party. Well, 2 of them actually, because the first one didn't go well. Actually, the second one doesn't go much, but they're both terrible parties. I mean, first of all, you have to shout out Job alienating his employees with the rising cost of his suit.
In fact, Job had started to alienate some of his colleagues.
Worst that can happen is I can spill some on my $3,000 suit. Come on! Hey. Yeah, the guy in the $4,000 suit is holding the elevator, but the guy doesn't make that in 3 months. Come on! Why don't I just take a whiz through this $5,000 suit?
They're the same suit, by the way. But thankfully, it's not just chestnuts roasting on the open fire this Christmas. It's also Job, as the boss of Bluth Company, being roasted by his employees.
Job seems like he'd be a really smart boss. Please don't laugh. Look, he's a great magician. That's even better.
But it does give me some of my favourite quotes from the whole show.
You done?
And speaking of quotes, I'm not exactly sure what he's saying here, but it doesn't seem very Christmassy.
I already gave my big sexual harassment speech today. Inter-office or or finger or fasting or or even though so many people in this office are begging for it.
If Christmas is meant to be about bringing the family together, let's face it, bringing the Bluth family together was going to be a disaster, but a hilarious one. I mean, first of all, we have the fact that Lucille kind of realises that maybe she's actually lonely without her family, kind of uncharacteristically.
You're a little bit lonely and you're acting out for attention.
It's ridiculous. I want you to move in with me.
What?
Or Michael wanting to get close to his niece, maybe, because he wants to make his son George Michael jealous, and because she wants to make her mother, Lindsay, jealous.
Yeah, you're my little niece. I think we should be spending a little bit more time together.
Yeah, and if it makes my mom jealous.
And George Michael can run back to his precious hand. Great, good deal.
And that means they get too close for comfort, and also Lindsay and George Michael get a little bit too close for comfort. And that's how I learned about the song Afternoon Delight and what that was about.
Afternoon Delight was more adult-themed than its innocent melody would have you believe.
I never thought of loving you is getting so exciting. Sky rockets in flight.
Hang on, maybe.
Afternoon Delight.
Listen, I'm gonna go get some more punch because it is toast time, okay? No, it'll look worse. Go that way.
So the first parody is a disaster. Job fires everyone in a role that really makes me think Will Arnett should play the Grinch. I mean, look at that Grinchy face.
You're fired. No, you're all fired. Each and every one of you. Merry Christmas.
So they throw a second parody, and thankfully they learn from their mistakes. Oh no, they don't. Lindsay and George Michael make the exact same mistake that his father and her daughter made.
Lindsay wasn't there to see all of Michael and Maybe's song and was about to have a similar revelation.
Could not be caught that didn't bite. But you got some beta waiting, and I think I might try.
That's my my wife and my nephew. We have an open relationship.
Thankfully, Michael's not trying to score with his niece, but he is trying to get his uncle to score with his mother, leading to this conversation, which is full of Christmas joy. If Christmas joy was, innuendo.
I need something that I can't give her. Maybe a little afternoon delight.
Oscar thought that Michael was referring to a particular brand of cannabis named Afternoon Delight.
Which way do I try to get it in her?
I don't need any details.
Maybe I'll put it in her brownie.
Hey!
For me, this is just an episode that encapsulates what worked about the show, which is the backstabby, dryly funny, weirdly incestuous Bluth family. I mean, this episode could even be the case study for how dysfunctional they actually are. It might be the benchmark, to be honest. But all that aside, it is hilarious and features some of my favourite character moments from Job.
And I must say that I missed the laughter. Oh, God, how they used to laugh with me.
At you.
They're laughing with me, Michael. They're laughing with me.
Lucille.
I have a surprise for whoever it is if he comes back. First I blow him, then I poke him.
Guy has no idea what he's in for.
And Tobias.
I walk in and there's a colored man in my kitchen.
Colored? What color was he exactly?
Blue.
Hello, Lucille. Oh, I got blown. So I can't sleep.
What can I say? It would be a pretty blue Christmas without the Bluth family. Although Tobias might actually like that. Oh, I didn't even mention Buster.
There's no shame in being a coward.
Coward? I'm not a coward.
Would a coward have this? Now, if you'll excuse me, they're putting me in something called Hero Squad.
Well, on the next... I'm just kidding. We don't have time for that. Although we may talk about another Christmas episode of May Whitman.
Oh.
No, I am against innocent trees being cut down in their prime and their corpses grotesquely dressed in like tinsel and twinkly lights.
When it comes to American sitcoms, Friends might just hold a crown for a Christmas episode. I mean, there's a lot of great ones. Ones come to mind are the one with the holiday armadillo, the one with Phoebe's dad. But for me, my personal favourite is the season 3 episode, the one where Rachel quits. Because nothing says Christmas like a grown man breaking a little girl's arm.
Match.
You broke a little girl's leg?
It says here that a Muppet got whacked on Sesame Street last night. Where exactly were you around 10ish?
Which means that Ross has to sell Girl Scout cookies to try and send the girl to space camp, which is such a classic sitcom setup, but is also kind of strangely sweet this time of year. And, let's be honest, is just pitch perfect for the Ross character.
You're no brown bird. I can see you through my peephole.
No, hi. I'm an honorary brown bird.
However, the big story of the episode is, of course, where the episode gets its title from. Firstly, Rachel has to retrain as a waitress, a job she doesn't even like and has been doing far too long, and should probably know how to do by now.
Remind me to review with you which pot is decaf and which is regular.
Can't I just look at the handles on them?
You would think.
Which is funny enough already, let's be honest. But it also raises the question of, why is she still doing this job? Should she not have quit by now? But of course the reason why she hasn't is that she needs the fear.
As long as you got this job, you got nothing pushing you to get another one. You need the fear.
Then how come you're still at a job that you hate? I mean, why don't you quit and get the fear?
Because I'm too afraid.
So yeah, this episode, unlike a lot of our Christmas episodes, actually doesn't feel standalone or filler. It has a pretty big development. True to its title, Rachel quits her job of making coffee to work in fashion. Making coffee. Oh, it's a Christmas miracle. Hallelujah.
As of this moment, I will never have to make coffee again.
Now, Mr. Kaplan Sr. likes his coffee strong, so you're going to use 2 guys instead of 1.
So right now you're probably saying, Tom, that doesn't seem like a very festive episode, but to you people I say 4 words. Snow in a can.
Wasn't the great news?
Only if you think it's better than this. Snow in a can.
Okay, apparently that's not enough. I understand. But Our last story actually does a lot of the festive lifting this time of year, and that's that Joey is selling Christmas trees, and Phoebe decides, oh yeah, I'm against that.
And I gotta go sell some Christmas trees.
Have fun. Oh, wait, no, don't. I forgot. I am totally against that now.
It's okay, though. We just have to remember the purchased trees are simply fulfilling their Christmas destinies.
Those trees were born to be Christmas trees. They're fulfilling their life purpose by making people happy.
Now you might say, what about the ones that aren't purchased, though? Well, Phoebe does find out what happens to those ones in one of the best reactions in the whole show.
Well, they go into the chipper.
Well, I have a feeling that's not as happy as it sounds.
As much as that doesn't work, though, we still get a lovely moment from Joey and Monica, who purchase all the old trees to appease Phoebe in a really sweet moment.
Oh my God! Merry Christmas! You sing now! Guys! Oh God, you're the best!
It's like Night of the Living Dead Christmas tree.
And what about that little girl? Well, she grew up to be a respected actress and evil ex, Mae Whitman. Oh wait, sorry, that's the actor, not the character. Ross, unfortunately, isn't able to sell enough Girl Scout cookies to send her to Space Camp.
871.
That's crap! Is this the brown bird?
But the boys get together and give her own private space camp in such a lovely, wholesome moment.
Very special space camp! 9, 8. Okay, blast off!
I'm an alien! I'm an alien!
I'm an alien! I'm an alien! I'm an alien! Well, it may not be the most Christmassy episode of the show. For me, this works on 3 fronts. We get the big plot development of Rachel quitting her job, the classic sitcom element of Ross selling cookies, and then we do get that festive topping with Joey selling trees and Phoebe being against it. You take all that, you wrap a big festive bow around it full of some sweet and touching moments, and isn't that what this holiday is all about? I don't know, but certainly, for me at least, this one fills me full of holiday cheer.
Mom, how nice to see you home.
I have had it!
Look, we've had our share of dysfunctional families on the list, and I'm sure we all have our own dysfunctional families this time of year, but I don't think many families could hold a candle to the rarely named Wilkerson family from Malcolm in the Middle. What's great about this show is also my opinion of it has kind of changed over time. Like when I was younger, I was like, man, that mom is so mean. And now as I get older, I'm like, those horrible kids, get them, mom! Of all the episodes though, this is one where I'm definitely sympathetic to Lois, because every year, the boys ruin Christmas. Don't believe me? Have a look. So she steals Christmas and holds it hostage, making the boys behave.
Every present, every decoration, every treat, I am locking it in the garage.
She's stealing Christmas!
Mom, you can't do this. Yeah, this is the last year Dewey will believe in Santa Claus.
What?
If you boys behave until Christmas morning, there will be a Christmas morning.
Something she also really didn't want to do.
I wanted to take it back 5 minutes after I started grabbing those presents, because that meant I'm a monster!
All right, in this particular case, you're a monster.
I know!
There's something so funny about us getting to see the kids act in the total opposite of the way they usually do when they have to be nice.
Coffee?
Please.
I'll get it for you, Mom.
That's okay.
Well then, I hope you'll let us wash the dishes.
Absolutely.
We'd love to.
Now that I'll take you up on.
Even funnier though is seeing some of the pitfalls they usually fall into and now they have to totally avoid.
Wants the last waffle?
I do. Oh no.
Thanks for offering it to me, boys. They are such good boys.
So, do the boys save Christmas? Well, let's put a pin in that and come back to it in a minute. And let's check in on where Lois got some of her crazy. Her mother, who just lost her husband, and as a result, Frances is forced to spend Christmas with her.
You do this to torture me? Sounds like a song they sang when they would ride through the villages and throw the babies into the fire.
They sang Jingle Bells?
They sang something.
And that means we get the always amazing and iconic Cloris Leachman as Ida.
Hey, that's not for you. That's for the carolers. Stop your racket! Decent people are trying to sleep!
Was there ever any doubt where Lois got it from? Oh, and by the way, apparently stealing presents is like a genetic trait in the family because, as it turns out, Grandma Ida buys presents for everybody, every year, but when she's slighted, she hoards them and never gives them out.
Is that the bread maker Mom was asking for last year?
If she wants bread so much, she should write Beck. I spent a day shopping for it. Then she marries a Protestant.
Oh my God, you're crazy!
At least Francis does call out her crazy though, and it kind of makes Lois seem a little bit less crazy as a result, but he also does get some of his revenge by sticking annoying Christmas cards all around her house.
They'll cut off his hands.
So while we don't really have sympathy for Ida, we do have sympathy for Lois, and for a while it seems like this plan is going to work. And that worries the boys, because if it works this year, what's stopping her from doing it every year?
Mom's doing this next Christmas?
Why wouldn't she? It worked, didn't it?
It's time we show her the true spirit of Christmas.
So they start to rebel, opening presents and misbehaving again, only to feel a little bit guilty when it turns out Lois bought them everything they wanted.
Mom got me the exact video game I asked for.
These are better than what I asked for.
Mom really tried this year. All she wanted was a nice Christmas.
It's a sweet moment of realization for the boys, and when Lois finds out they have opened the presents, it feels like that's going to be it for Christmas this year. But instead, she looks the other way, and they all pretend it didn't happen.
Smart of you to wake up the boys so they could help us carry in the presents.
And are a lot more appreciative of each other as they do spend their Christmas together and pretend to open the presents again, even though they're already open.
Present here for Reese. I wonder what it is.
And isn't that what Christmas is kind of about? Putting any petty differences aside, patching over the cracks until December 26th, and just spending it together in a sweet moment, appreciative of what we have.
I don't know why we didn't try this whole denial thing a long time ago.
20,000 years from now, say the most successful Christmas was today. Okay, we got him.
Community has its share of great Christmas episodes, but for that real classic claymation Christmas vibe, you have to go with Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas. If there is any character that allows us to experiment with the presentation or format of the show, though, it is Abed. And that's important because this isn't just some cosmetic change or gimmick. It is central to the story, the mystery of why Abed is all of a sudden seeing the world in claymation.
And this is the most important Christmas in the history of the universe. I'm assuming that's why we're all stop motion animated.
I vote we let it go.
Because this is a character that has often used pop culture as a kind of coping mechanism or to kind of shelter himself from reality. I can't relate to that at all. While we, the audience, are in the shoes of the study group trying to figure out why all of a sudden the world is a Rankin and Bass special, for Abed, it's more about finding the meaning of Christmas. And isn't that as classic a setup for a Christmas special as anything?
I need to find the meaning of Christmas. Well. If I can find the meaning of Christmas, everything will go back to normal.
Asterisk.
Having that kind of two worlds, though, the world of Abed's Christmas special in his head and reality, is really interesting because some of the best moments come from them either playing along with that delusion or forgetting to play with that delusion.
I don't suppose you know the meaning of Christmas, lonely snowman.
Apparently it means getting fondled by singing mental cases. I'm Chang. What the hell's wrong with you today?
I thought I made you.
Yeah, you made me need to cry in the shower tonight.
We're in outer Christmas space. There's Planet Holly.
What's that up ahead? Oh, it's Planet Abed. Subtle.
It's also full of nods to Christmas specials and lore, and that makes it such a joy to watch this time of year. And, you know, it just feels like you get a lot more out of this than you put in, like references to Polar Express and other classic Christmas designs for our characters. Although the reasoning for some of those designs is up for debate.
I think he just gave us random identities, you guys. I mean, me, a ballerina. It's not like I'm that thin and graceful, right?
Annie, it's because you're fragile and tightly wound.
Since it's in the guise of a classic Christmas special, though, we naturally get some songs, and they're pretty good. But they save the best to last at the very end when the study group comes together for Abed to sing about the meaning of Christmas in a real rousing number.
That's what Christmas is. That's what Christmas
If you want a real rousing Christmas community song, though, you should check out Season 3's regional holiday music.
You smarty, me dumb, help witty, have fun. Boopy doopy doop boop sex.
Yeah, it's a real rousing, alright. I think I've been naughty.
And he's pretty young, we try not to sexualize her.
It also feels like it owes a lot to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, with each member of the group kind of getting dispatched as they go along their journey.
When I say test, I mean Wonka style. I'm talking dark.
And speaking of, the director of that awful remake also gets a mention when they get rid of Jeff in my favourite way that we lose any of our characters.
Everyone stay perfectly sincere. Humbugs are attracted to sarcasm.
Wow. Somewhere out there, Tim Burton just got a boner.
That being said, we get something much better than a Chocolate Factory at the end. Some emotional breakthroughs. Although, it's not just for Abed, because he actually turns his delusion against his psychologist, Duncan, to break him first.
And I'm seeing my 10th Christmas.
Where's your dad? It's Christmas, Professor. Where's your dad?
I don't know! We never know! Mom won't stop crying! I'm going to America with Grandma!
The breakthrough for Abed, though, is a lot more poignant. As it turns out, every year he used to watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with his mother, and this is the first year where she won't make it because she wants to spend time with her new family.
Every year, she visits on the same day, December 9th. And every year, we sit and watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
But Abed, today is December 9th.
I can't make it this year. I have a new family now.
It's a sad moment, but feels believable enough for these characters. And let's be honest, not everyone is happy around the holiday season, and that is why this feels pretty appropriate. However, Christmas is not lost.
It's the first season of Lost on DVD.
That's the meaning of Christmas?
No, it's a metaphor. It represents lack of payoff.
Abed has found new meaning in Christmas with his chosen family, his friends.
The meaning of Christmas is the idea that Christmas has meaning, and it can mean whatever we want. For me, it used to mean being with my mom. Now it means being with you guys. Thanks, Lost.
An episode that's poignant and funny, and also has that classic Christmas special vibes through the community lens, of course. And because of that, all that, it was always going to be a winner. It's one you should definitely have in your rotation this time of year. Now, if you wanted a more twisted take on a sitcom that has a little bit of stop motion animation, I have something in my stocking for you. Stick around.
God damn it!
Merry Christmas, bitches!
We've had some very nice and wholesome Christmas specials so far, but now let's get real weird with it. I mean, did anyone think the Paddy's Pub crew were going to have a nice or even normal Christmas? Probably not. In fact, they might actually be worse at Christmas time than they are at any other point in the year. A lot of Christmas specials kind of show us Christmas through the eyes of a child, or harken back to a whimsical childhood Christmas from your past. And trust It's Always Sunny to take that and twist it to an insane and extreme degree and say, hey, maybe you shouldn't look at the past with rose-tinted glasses. And sometimes, you know what? If you look back, you'll probably get some dirt in your eye. And we get that through two stories. We have Charlie and Mac, who are kind of looking back with fondness at the Christmases of their past, and now looking back at them and reappraising them and thinking, yeah, those traditions might not have been as innocent as they actually seemed. You see, Mac seems to think it's a South Philly tradition to go to his neighbours' houses and rob their presents. And then when the next family comes, you go to the next house and rob their presents. And it's totally cool because that's why, whenever he went home, there was no presents under his tree. Someone had robbed his presents. No, you were robbing people, dude.
Have to keep yelling. What? Oh my God. Time to go.
That was the Christmas tradition, where you go from house to house collecting your presents, and then when the next family comes, you would run.
For Charlie, the tradition was being visited by lots of different Santas on Christmas Day, who would all arrive, give him a present, and then be on their way to go cheer up his mother.
He knows when you're away. He knows if you've been.
Dude, one year, Santa even brought one of his elves.
It's like a goddamn sauna up there.
I'm trying to think of a way to put this. Look, Mac has a better way of words than me, so I'll leave him explain what was going on.
I'm fairly certain that those Santas were running a train on your mom for money.
La 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 la. What is with you in trains? You're on about people running a train? You're throwing rocks at trains?
Why would grown men throw rocks at trains?
Why wouldn't we throw rocks at trains?
Really, you're making me lose my train of thought. You've got a real one-track mind. I need to give it a bit of levity because it's going to get pretty dark. Now, you'd have to worry that could really mentally scare poor Charlie, but honestly, I'm forgetting about mental scars. I'm more worried about the actual physical scars he left on that mall Santa he confronted.
Merry Christmas. Oh!
Did you fuck my mom?
Did you fuck my fucking mom? Did you fuck my mom, Santa?
Look, we kind of expected that Mac and Charlie might have a messed up Christmas, but surely Dennis and Dee and their father, Frank, had a more traditional, more wholesome Christmas. I mean, say what you will, but there was always presents under the tree.
Open the biggest one first. That's the one.
There's nothing in there.
Fake out. There's nothing in any of them. Now go wake up your pillhead mother.
Oh, it's a fake out. Yeah, Frank likes to find out what they want for Christmas and then buy it for himself to rub it in, to teach some sort of lesson. Father of the Year.
The nice Sergio Giorgini bag. You're really gonna want to see this. It's your dream gift.
God damn it.
So Dennis and Dee enlist Frank's former and reformed business partner Eugene, who he thinks is dead, to confront Frank and hopefully force him to change his ways in a sort of Christmas Carol, Ghost of Marley style confrontation. And that goes about as well as you would expect it to.
I'm gonna pump this smoke under the door, and then you blast in there and give Frank a good scare.
Yeah. Fire! We're gonna suffocate it! Let me get out of here! Get out! Eugene?
Yes.
A ghost!
No!
Ghost!
No!
Ghost!
No!
Ghost!
Okay, so the plan's off to a rocky start, but they're going to stick with it. They have another idea. What if Frank were to hear people speak ill of him? That might get him to change his ways or to consider at least how he acts towards people. So naturally, they stuff him naked into a couch.
We're gonna hide you somewhere in the office so you can hear people talking shit about you, all right?
You want to do this Christmas Carol bullshit? You do it my way.
Okay, fine. We'll sell you into a couch.
And that leads to one of the best things in the whole show. One of the best things in TV history. One of the best things in human history. One of the best things.
There is a man on the couch.
All right, just call Frank Reynolds an asshole.
Who is Frank Reynolds? He's the man in the couch.
No.
What in the hell? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh no!
What is happening?
I know by now we aren't really expecting the gang to change their ways, but it's strange what a brush with mortality could really do. It really forces them to reassess things in life.
Guys, Frank's dead.
What?
They want us to come and identify his body.
Yo! Well, I knew you guys would never come to see me, so I faked my own death.
Oh, it's a fake out. Yes, he's alive. It's a Christmas miracle, and thanks to a vision in clay, it seems like he has perhaps even seen the error of his ways.
It's not too late to make amends with your family, with your friends.
He shows his better nature, rights some of his wrongs, and just for a moment it seems like the gang may actually turn over a new leaf.
Fake out?
No fake outs. That's yours, hon. Read it.
This is a Lamborghini.
Yeah, Countach. I just want you guys to know that Eugene and I, guys like us, we could change.
Unfortunately, one person who has not turned over a new leaf is Frank's partner, Eugene, who apparently is not as reformed as he thought he was, as he robs them at gunpoint of all their presents and puts that industrial snowblower to good use. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Gun! I love guns. I got a gun of my own.
Shut up. Thought you had changed.
I'm still a liar and a thief.
Genuinely, one of the best episodes of the whole show. It just happens to be a Christmas episode. And what's great is it doesn't feel like the show sells out what it is. This is a Christmas episode. It's Always Sunny style, in that it's not really heartening, not really a light at the tunnel, and no real redemption for these characters. It's funny and dark, which is what you would kind of expect from the show. And it has some of the best moments in the whole series for me. If you're an Always Sunny fan, this is definitely going to be in your rotation because it is absolutely perfect. And if you're not an Always Sunny fan and you just want something that's a bit less saccharine and a bit more cynical, this is probably a good watch. And if you're not a fan of it, well, go throw rocks at trains.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Here we go!
Faye's mother thinks that we're Jewish. Just play along.
Okay. Why?
Well, it's important to Faye. Faye is important to me. You think you can pull it off?
No problem. Oh, ham.
Niles.
Now, we've had a few trashy Christmases so far, but if you want a classy Christmas, then maybe you should check in with the doctor. Or should I say, that ain't sleigh bells you hear. I think it's the blues are calling. Now, there's a whole range of festive Frasier episodes, but strangely, I'm going to go with the one that's less Christmassy out of all of them. In fact, this might actually qualify as a Hanukkah special.
I guess you were bar mitzvahed here.
Reading from the Torah before the moil.
The one who did your circumcision?
Yes, I just wanted to show him that there were no hard feelings.
Frasier gets set up on a blind date by a woman's mother, and wouldn't you know it, she's a bit of a catch. No need for the fake phone call then, Frasier.
Call me on my cell phone. If I am miserable, I will simply say it's an emergency and excuse myself.
That was an escape call, wasn't it?
Yes, you are sharp, aren't you? How did you know?
However, when he met that mother, he was buying a menorah for his half-Jewish son. So she thinks he's Jewish. He's not. But when the mother and daughter stop by for Christmas Eve, the daughter finds out that Frasier isn't Jewish and realises that the mother might freak out if she finds that out, forcing Frasier and family to pretend to be Jewish. Oy vey. That is an absolutely classic setup. And I say it's a classic setup because that is just a setup. The first third of the episode is setting up this whole story, and the rest is trying to contain that lie as it gets even harder to do so, and pretty much everything possible goes wrong. I mean, they nearly blow it right out of the gate when Eddie Adorably shows up dressed as Santa.
Oh, what a beautiful apartment you have.
Thank you very much. Get out! Of that coat already.
He also manages to rope Niles and Martin into doing this, and I guess with a stroke of good luck, Niles has absolutely mastered playing Jewish.
If she's expecting Jewish wine, just like regular wine, plus a little of this.
It's dreadful.
Perfect.
Oh. Next year in Jerusalem. Take it down a notch, Tevye.
On the other hand, Martin finds it a little bit harder.
Just answer questions with a question.
Like what?
What, I have to explain everything?
Oh, can't you give me an example?
What, I should give you an example?
You gonna help me or not?
You're saying I'm not being helpful?
Oh, forget it.
Both your sons are doctors. How'd you work that out?
I've no idea.
Do I?
When Dad started to talk about working on his own car, I thought we were goners.
He's not the only one, though. It sounds like Miss Moskowitz might be struggling with her fate after she smells what's cooking in the kitchen.
I'd love to taste whatever smells so wonderful in that kitchen.
And I would love to give you a taste, except it isn't done yet.
The escalation of the whole thing, though, is what makes this so funny. I mean, they could not have picked a better time to get their tree delivered, could they?
So where do you want it? A lot of people put them in their living rooms. Oh, here, put it in the bathroom. In the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
just put it in, all right?
I should also say Niles has volunteered to help Daphne with our holiday play, and because of that, he gets dressed up as, well, someone who Frasier clearly recognises.
See how she talks to her mother.
Jesus!
And that's all building up to the point where it explodes in their face in a really funny and satisfying moment.
I'll let you all sort this out. I really have to go.
I understand this is your busy time.
On a positive note, though, it does allow for a mother and daughter to connect and have a very tender breakthrough moment in their relationship.
Times I do hate you! I shouldn't have said that.
Why not? I am too involved.
Maybe we should just...
Sit. We're nearly done.
I do love you, Mom.
Oh, baby. I love you, too. Oh.
Yeah, doesn't go all that well for the Crane boys, though. Not a great showing, lads.
Go ahead, ridicule everything I do. I'm just a burden to you, and I hate living here. I hate you living here.
Oh, God, I feel terrible. So do I. They were hugging by now. We never should have tried this. We're not Jewish. Yeah. I love being here. I always have. Honesty? Well, no, but I thought it'd get us to the hug.
Who knows if this counts as a Christmas special, but I'm going to call it a holiday special. And you know what? It's important to have a bit of variety in your watch list and variety in our life, embracing other faiths, celebrating our differences, and also poking a bit of gentle fun at the differences between us and just the kind of silliness that all of our faiths have in some regard. And you might say, well, Tom, you think it's cool that a Christian man laughs at a Jewish holiday and tradition? Would it really be funny if it was the other way around? Yes, if a Jewish man had to endure Christmas holidays, that'd be pretty funny too. As we'll see next time. Consider it a late Hanukkah present.
We're getting a Christmas tree?
My parents are coming. We're celebrating Christmas. Is it a surprise to you?
Give me a break on the tree. Do we have to do that?
Of course we do. It's Christmas.
It's too weird, man.
If there's anyone on this list you can probably imagine is a bit of a Christmas miser, it has to be Larry David. I mean, the man seems miserable at all times of the year, but you can definitely imagine things not going quite right for him around the holiday times. It's just to be expected. Now, to be fair, he's not a total Scrooge. He's going around tipping people at Christmas. He tips the people at his club. He tips his caretakers. He tips his cleaner. Doesn't go well, though.
Inadvertently tipped you twice, so...
Twice?
I'm sure you didn't realize it.
No, I would have realized it if it had happened. Do you want your first tip back?
I'd like my second tip back.
You gotta give credit to Larry, though. He does always try to right his wrongs. And by always, I mean sometimes, and by trying to right his wrongs, I mean fixes his mistakes when he's forced to. And in this case, he hasn't tipped his cleaner enough, so to make up for it, he takes her out for lunch. The most awkward lunch ever.
You know what I love? I love how you know when we're going to run out of soy milk. You anticipate it. You're a good folder. I am never in that bathroom looking at cardboard. Your sponge replacement's not so hot, if I can speak frankly.
I should also mention in a very convoluted way, Larry is covering for his friend Jeff, who rang a woman in the middle of the night and he doesn't want his wife to find out, so Larry is lying and saying that was him calling his housekeeper in the middle of the night, who his wife hates, and the housekeeper found out, and the housekeeper wants to quit. Not very believable.
You're lying or you're lying. One of you two assholes is lying. I just don't know which one.
We're not lying.
Yeah, you are.
No, we're not. We're not.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
It's true. Huh, who'd have thought that such an airtight alibi would eventually be found out?
Well, Dora quit. Susie Green told her that I don't like her. And I told Susie that you and Jeff are full of shit.
Oh, you lied!
I didn't lie!
And wait till I get my hands on that goddamn Larry David, the four-eyed fuck!
So, Larry is persona non grata with his friends this year, but he does have the warmth of family for him. Cheryl's family, who are staying with the Davids and are Christian, which gives us the joy of seeing Larry suffer through Christmas.
It's like the biggest thing I've ever seen.
Bigger the better.
Oh, yeah. Angels, oh, come let us adore.
How much longer do you think the caroling's going to go on tonight?
However, his biggest faux pas was probably thinking the baby Jesus was a monkey.
Cookies from... What, from last night?
Yeah.
What, I ate them.
They were for the manger scene. There you ate the baby Jesus and his mother Mary.
I thought they were animal cookies. I thought he was a monkey.
Just swallowed our Lord and Savior.
So, hoping to make amends, he goes out to find a real nativity scene. Something he clearly knows nothing about.
Excuse me. Can I talk to you for a second? Which one are you?
I'm Joseph.
Joseph. Who's that? That's Mary over there.
That'd be Mary, of course, the Mother of God.
He does at least try to be accommodating, though.
Chinese, deli, what do you like, Joey?
Yes.
Yes to both.
Yes to both.
You want both?
That'd be fantastic.
Guess you build up a kind of a big appetite standing out here doing nothing. Huh? You gotta be careful, they got a lot of hot peppers in there.
I like the peppers.
You like the pepper. Joseph likes the pepper.
Yes.
This is Larry David we're talking about, though, so naturally, he has the hots for the Virgin Mary, gets too familiar, and gets in a fight with Joseph.
And Mary, by the way, has quite the bod.
What?
Joey, between you and me. You and Mary?
Oh, Joe, me, we're leaving. You will take it back. You will take it back.
Oh, and if you thought that lunch was awkward, think of how awkward it is that Larry has a pubic hair stuck in his throat for the whole episode.
I got a pubic hair stuck in my throat.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Which he does manage to cough up in his fight with Joseph in a truly magical Christmas moment.
Pubic hair. It's out.
This is an excellent episode, though. I mean, finding a way for Larry to get annoyed by the intricacies of Christmas or really just put out by the Christian faith is always a good time and really funny. And as someone who was raised Catholic, it just tastes sacrilegious. So, grab your Chinese or deli and your animal cookie manger scene and enjoy.
Shut up, Mary! Get off me!
Hey! Rose, for the past half hour you've been humming jingle bells and yelling hey. Now why must you do that? Because it's too hard to hum the hey.
A lot of people love to spend the Christmas with their grandmother. So who wouldn't want to spend a Christmas with 4 lovely old ladies, the Golden Girls? Yes, the gals are getting ready for Christmas, but it doesn't bring out the best in all of them.
I cannot believe a person would push a perfect stranger out of the way, step on her hand, and give her an elbow to the forehead just for a Batman hat. But I did it anyway.
Yeah, maybe you should not be out shopping. Which is why this year, instead, they're deciding to draw names from a hat and buy a gift for just one person. But they're all terrified that Rose will get them because she's a terrible gifter.
So why don't we just put names into a hat?
One of us is going to get the gift from Rose. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but in a couple of weeks, someone in this room is going to know how to yodel.
Yeah, she's not the only one, though.
Your brother Phil, God rest his brain, gives the worst presents in the world. What kind of gift is dental floss? Well, it's waxed and mint flavored. Here, go floss yourself.
Although, to be honest, I don't think Rose just gets Christmas at all.
Fresh baked Christmas cookies.
Rose, why are the Christmas cookies in the shape of American flags and Liberty Bells?
I couldn't find the Christmas cookie cutters, so I used the 4th of July cookie cutters instead.
To be fair, I'm not sure anyone from St. Olaf does.
Rose, there's nothing in there but snow. That's what St. Olaf looks like in winter. Like we say in St. Olaf, Christmas without fruitcake is like St. Sigmund's Day without the headless boy. I sure miss a traditional St. Olaf Christmas.
Excuse me, Rose, do we have time to run out and get hit by a bus?
To be fair, her gift for Blanche does go down pretty well. Thanks to some good advice from Dorothy.
It's a beautiful blouse. Oh, I hope it's all right. Dorothy said you'd like something crotchless.
And because of their festive spirit after those gifts, they decide to go to the church and give food out to the homeless. But hey, it wouldn't be Christmas without a visit from Santa Claus.
Hi, it's me, Stan. Hello there.
Hello, Santa Claus.
Dorothy, it's me, Stanley.
I do love Stan, Dorothy's pathetic ex-husband, and he has fallen on some hard times, but it's hard to feel that bad for him because he was going to scam the girls out of money, because he really needs cash after making a terrible judgment call.
I thought I was going to go through the roof with my plastic reindeer poop.
That's what happens when you aim too high.
A lot of sitcoms of that era, though, had no problem slapping in a thoughtful, if not trite, sentiment. And in the case of this montage in this episode, it wants us to think about the less fortunate this time of year.
I just never thought there'd be children. I know.
Now, if you didn't think that was on the nose, wait until you hear the father spitting facts.
There's no affordable housing, the rents keep going up and up, and the minimum wage has been held down.
Yeah, you tell them about the late 80s economy. That sounds like now, though. Look, of course we feel for the less fortunate, but spare a thought for the people of Sicily who, according to Sophia, have this for their Christmas dinner.
So un-Sicilian. What did you serve? Eels. Eels and larks. Larks? Well, honey, larks aren't eating birds, they're singing birds. They don't sing long in Sicily.
The holidays hit everybody differently, though. In the case of Blanche, not all her stories have to do with sex this time. You know, until they do.
Gave those servicemen something even Mr. Bob Hope himself could not give them. Donuts. Did you really think this was going to be a story about sex? This is a beautiful Christmas story, Dorothy. Now, that really hurts me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Blanche.
Actually, at this point, it does change more into a Veterans Day story.
Regardless, though, Stan definitely has the Christmas blues.
Stan's out there feeling so sorry for himself. He's bringing down the homeless.
And true to her nature, Dorothy does try to cheer him up, as difficult as that will be.
I'm going to go and try to make Stan feel like a whole man again.
Anything you need?
Yes, half a man.
They reminisce about some of the hard times of Christmas past and some of Stan's good qualities, like his charm.
And turn on that Zbornak charm.
I am pretty good at that.
Oh, you could charm the pants off anybody. I have to believe that, otherwise I was easy.
Charming enough to at least get some money out of Dorothy, and charming enough that she even opens the door to him.
Atta girl. To show you how much I love you, I'm not even going to count it.
I hate you, Stanley.
Careful, Dorothy. You're not the only ex-wife I have.
Then why do you keep bothering me?
You're the only one who answers the door.
Well, that would be a little bit of a downer, but thankfully, to save the day, the actual Santa Claus shows up for gifts for the girls and boys.
Oh, oh, oh! Here's Santa with toys for all the good boys and girls. Oh, oh, oh!
Made me believe in Santa Claus again.
Me too. Oh, not me. I knew it was Stan all along.
Well, nothing gets past her. That Rose is a smart cookie. There's a real cozy vibe to watching old sitcoms, and Golden Girls is a great one for that. It's still funny, and it has a sort of sweet saccharine nature to it, and it's also quite charming in its sincerity at times. And this is an episode that strikes a great balance between heart and humour. What can I say? The only Christmas better than this would be A Christmas in St. Olaf. Merry Christmas, ladies.
Merry Christmas. Oh,
Huh? I've got it leveraged. On
Push.
three. Ready?
Straight up.
One, two, three. Oh. Merry Christmas.
Season 2 of the US Office is really where it came into its own, and Christmas Party was a really good indication that the show was moving in the right direction after a bumpy first season. It was an episode where I felt like we really got to know the characters though, because of the Office Secret Santa, which seemed like a really sweet idea, even though some of them are really bad gift buyers.
She's into these posters of babies dressed as adults. I got one of those.
He obviously forgot to get me something, and then he went into his closet and dug out this little number, and then threw it in a bag.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
There are some exceptions to the bad gifts though. Kevin bought an amazing gift for himself.
I got myself for Secret Santa. I was supposed to tell somebody, but I didn't.
Jim bought a really thoughtful and sweet present for Pam to show how much he cares for her.
And I got her this teapot, which I know she really wants, so she can make tea at her desk. But I'm also going to stuff it with some inside jokes.
And Michael bought an amazing gift at an exorbitant price, but thankfully in trademark Michael Scott fashion, he's very modest about it.
Got a lot of dough. A lot of dough.
There's a $20 limit, right?
Whoa. Video iPod.
Oh, wow.
This is $400. You don't know that. Yeah, you left the price tag on. I did? Yeah. What? Oh, shoot.
Whoa, who plays video? Oh, mid-2000s. The extravagance and the expense of that iPod, though, causes a lot of tension, and when Michael isn't happy with the gift he got, Secret Santa becomes...
Yankee swap!
What is Yankee swap?
One person chooses a gift. The next person can either choose a gift or steal that person's gift.
Which becomes a very nasty game of people taking things off each other and trying to get the iPod. It really doesn't bring out the best in people and certainly doesn't feel very Christmassy.
I want the iPod.
Damn it.
Sure you don't want the teapot?
I mean, it's an iPod. But
right.
Sorry.
That's the thing I bought myself. I'm really psyched to use it.
I want the teapot. Gracias.
Gotta be kidding me.
Which is a shame because at least initially it seemed like Michael understood the spirit of Christmas, the importance of giving back.
But what are we going to do with this hacked off part?
Well, that is a perfectly good mini tree, Kevin. And we are going to sell that to charity. That's what Christmas is all about.
We also meet the all-powerful party planning committee, who are really struggling at putting this party together with Michael's meddling.
Michael should have asked the party planning committee first. He's not supposed to just spring things on us out of nowhere.
Although they can't blame the tree on him.
Phyllis, you got the lights?
Yes, I got those cute little ones. Do you think I should have gotten the big ones? We'll see.
One! Not great.
Sorry, everybody.
Say what you want about Michael, though. He does make a pretty good Santa.
Ho, ho, ho! Pimp people hanging from the ceilings, lampshades on the heads. I want it to be a Playboy Mansion party.
You do realize that we can't serve liquor at the party.
Stupid corporate wet blankets. Like booze ever killed anybody.
Even though it takes him some time to come around to Daryl as Santa, but when he eventually does, it's quite nice.
Come on, Mike, let me borrow the hat for just a couple hours.
You want to be Santa?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Santa?
Yeah, I've seen Santa.
I would like to be the elf.
That makes sense, because he has elfish features. Really want you to have it.
All right. Thanks, man.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
We also get the introduction of one of the big, important players in this show, and that is Bob Vance. If only I could remember what he did.
Kevin Malone.
Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. Stanley Hudson. Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration.
Ryan Howard.
Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration.
What line of work you in, Bob?
The party really goes south, though, when it comes out that Michael got a Christmas bonus after firing someone. That kind of kills off the Christmas party vibe.
I got a big bonus because I fired Devin and I used the money to buy something awesome. Sue me.
How much?
It wasn't that much, just $3,000.
All right, I'm done now.
But Michael has an idea for how to bring it back. Booze. And yeah, that certainly does liven things up.
Is this enough to get 20 people plastered?
15 bottles of vodka? Yeah, I should do it.
Hey! Yeah! Ryan, king of the party, come in there.
We also get a nice moment that's pretty rare, a rare moment of acceptance for Michael, where he's accepted by the larger group, when he's invited for some post-work drinks, much to his surprise.
Who's in?
I'm in.
Yes. Michael? Paul Richards?
Yeah, that sounds good. Christmas is awesome.
As I said before, though, I love a bit of sweetness and tenderness in my Christmas specials, and here we really get one of the foundation blocks for one of the great romances of our time. Dwight and Kelly.
Hello there. What are you doing?
Sorry, Jim and Pam. I just felt like Dwight and Kelly had such sexual tension, you know. But we do get a very sweet moment where it turns out that despite having the iPod, Pam trades it so she can get the teapot that Jim bought for her, full of all those very thoughtful presents. And it was one of those scenes that reminds us of why we're rooting for them to get together in the first place. Even though it is a little bit bittersweet because we do see Jim having to pocket the card that he presumably wrote how he really feels about Pam. And a little bit of a bittersweet moment, but one that really gave us a bit of hope that someday we'd see them together.
You went to a lot of trouble and it means a lot.
This is an amazing gift because it comes with bonus gifts.
The yearbook picture. Yeah, I think I made the right choice. Is this the boggle timer?
I didn't think you were going to get that one. I really didn't.
For me, this was just an episode that showed what the US Office should be. Not a sanitized adaptation of the British one, but its own beast entirely. And this felt like an episode that showed that in its best form. It was an ensemble comedy, and we really got to know the characters in this episode, especially the good and the bad. And it also reminded us why I care about Jim and Pam getting together, because moments like this were so sweet that I'm like, man, yeah, I hope they do get together someday. Even though I probably would be sick of that by the end. And look, it might not be the most Christmassy in a way because it's, you know, pretty mean-spirited. I hope I never have to take part in a game of Yankee Swap. But I will say, certainly this episode did steal my heart.
Hey! They on? Oh, they are, Ted. Yeah. Oh, wait now. What? They've gone off again. Yeah, wait, yeah, that's it, Ted. They're back. No, God, they're gone again. Wait a minute, Ted. No, keep it like that. No, gone. Oh, God, Ted, that's it, Ted. You're a genius. Gone again. Right, back. Gone. Back.
Dougal, just sit down.
Well, this one was a long time coming. In fact, if you're Irish, you probably knew this one was on the way, because basically in Ireland we have 3 official languages: English, Irish, and Father Ted references. And I'm pretty sure more people speak in Father Ted references than Irish. Like, seriously, it would take a video essay to explain the cultural significance between Ireland and Father Ted. That's not this video, and yeah, that's a lot of work. I don't know, maybe we'll see someday, who knows. To me, this just features a lot of things I associate with my own Christmases, which is advent calendars.
Oh, Shepherd, great. Fantastic stuff.
What would you say is behind tomorrow's window, Father Jack?
A pair of feckin' women's knickers!
Well, who knows?
Christmas annuals.
Another year gone. It's hard to believe, isn't it? I mean, what's it all about, Dougal?
Well, it doesn't really have a story, Ted. You know, it's just about football and stuff.
Pretending to like a gift that you really don't.
Yes, Tea Master really takes the misery out of making tea.
Maybe I like the misery.
If I know people the way I think I do, she really loves that present.
Christmas music.
Put on the music that makes Father Jack stand up. Father Jack likes us all to stand up when that bit of music comes on.
Sing!
And gathering everyone around for the big Christmas film.
We all have a look at the Christmas film.
Special extended Latin Mass.
Oh, great. Mass.
Now on BBC One, the director's cut of Jurassic Park with extra dinosaurs.
So what's the story of the Father Ted Christmas special? Well, while they're minding their own business, a baby gets left on the door of the priest's house. And...
Is this Mrs. Riley's house?
No, Ed, that's just on the road.
Never mind, I guess.
Could you imagine what would have happened if she'd left it with us?
The whole thing would have been very, very funny.
Well, it wouldn't have been that funny, Ted.
Actually, no.
No, the actual story sees Father Ted and Dougal accidentally wander into a lingerie section while trying to buy presents for their housekeeper.
Where exactly are we now?
Well, we're in the,
Hindi. Oh, God. We're in lingerie. God, we're in lingerie.
What's the problem there, Ted?
And wouldn't you know it, they're not alone.
Ted Crilly. How are you? Good to see you both. We got a bit lost in the store, that's why we're here. We got a bit lost. I suppose that's why you're here as well.
Lost. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep, that's it.
That's it, exactly.
We lost.
We're lost.
So now there's 4 priests wandering around and exploring women's frilly things. And by the way, this isn't any lingerie section.
It's Ireland's biggest lingerie section, I understand.
But 4 priests is pretty bad. But turns out there's now 8 priests. That's just absolute genius. So we have 8 priests wandering around the women's lingerie section.
Someone's coming.
Ted Crilly! God, are we glad to see you. What happened to you? We were looking for the toilets and we wandered in here by mistake. Get out. It's huge.
It's Ireland's biggest lingerie section, I understand.
Realising that this would result in a national scandal, pushes Ted into action as he takes command to try and get the boys out of the lingerie section without being seen. And it's no easy task as clearly pressure is starting to mount.
What is it? I thought I heard someone. Maybe I'm just going crazy. One day, you and I, we're going to be in that new parish of yours, sipping iced tea on the lawn. I was messing about with one of these bras and a strap flew back and hit me in the eye.
Ted succeeds though and gets the men out of the lingerie section, and when word reaches the other priests, he is in line to get the coveted Golden Cleric Award. Something he's long opined for.
It all started for him when he won that Golden Cleric Award. Wow. Do you know what I love about being famous? People listen to you. They listen to what you have to say.
What about when you're doing your sermons, Ted? People listen to you then, don't they?
Ah, no, Dougal. I mean people I respect.
It seems in general the people at Craggy Island are very mad about awards.
Award!
No, not you, Father.
Why not?
I wasn't talking about...
Award!
Okay,
Award!
no. Yes, Father, yes. Okay, Ted, go on.
There you are. Right. Photo. Dougal, take a photograph.
Thankfully, though, Ted is very humble in receiving this award, as his attitude and speech clearly reflects.
Normally thank everybody, wouldn't you?
There's nobody else to thank you except myself. Actually, that's a good idea. I'll thank myself.
I hope he doesn't start going on about himself and settling old scores in public.
I see some familiar faces here today. Some welcome, some not so welcome.
Of course, Christmas is all about a time of bringing friends and family together, and that means old friends coming up, like...
Ted!
I don't have his name written in my notes. Let's try team up on this Mrs. Doyle and figure it out. Okay, ready?
Father Andy Riley.
No. Father Spodo Komodo.
Father George Byrne.
No. Father Chewie Louie.
No.
Father Hiroshima Twinkie.
Father Jemima Raktul.
No. I'll give you a clue.
No clues!
Father Todd Unctious.
Yes! Well done! That's it. Well done, Mrs. Doyle. Thank God. That's it. Todd. Toddy old Todd. Hot Todd. Ha. So, who is this so-called Todd Unctious? Well, he may be in the guise of a priest. Actually, he is a priest. I don't know why he stole that other priest's clothing. He, while acting like an old friend of Ted, is in fact trying to steal his coveted Golden Cleric Award. Eventually, though, his plan goes awry and he is actually caught. I have to say, though, it is a bit of a strange episode. Like, it sometimes feels a little bit long, and it's definitely a little bit front-loaded, but it's consistently funny and strange. But with all that stuff in mind, I'd say it's probably my second best special. No.
Only the second best. There's somebody better than me, apparently.
No.
There's no need to continue this. I'm not the best. I'm just second best.
I was joking. It is my favourite. There's also so many small, funny moments that are really hard to segue into because the humour of the show can be a little bit off the wall and bizarre at times, and that's what I love about it. But I do want to shout out a few. Like, for example, around Christmas, we have children dreaming with visions of sugar plums dancing in their head. Ted has visions of being chased by giant peanuts.
Hey! What? Would you like a peanut?
A peanut? You won't be down for me a peanut?
Thankfully, though, he's normally a very insightful and thoughtful man, and while he skims stones and is a bit introspective, it doesn't go as he expected.
Sorry about that. Get your knee, Jet. Wait there till I get you.
What Ted should really realise, though, of course, is instead of skimming stones, he needs someone to talk to, and that's why you should ring Priest Chat.
If you want to meet priests your own age, listen in on the latest gossip, or simply have a bit of a laugh, then call Priest Chat back.
This is how to break the news of a death.
Your husband's dead, and he's not coming back. Get used to it.
Losing a loved one this time of year is never easy, But just be grateful Dougal isn't doing the funeral.
Dougal's doing a funeral! You let Dougal do a funeral!
Sorry about that.
But of course, Christmas is being about surrounded by those who you love. All of the lads.
Got you lying in there like a big Egypt. Well, here we all are now, all the lads.
So if you're sick of watching the director's cut of Jurassic Park with extra dinosaurs, and you're tired of carrying the milk around, you should definitely do a lot worse than checking out A Christmassy Ted. It seems to always be on TV around this time of year, especially here in Ireland. And honestly, of all the Christmas specials I've talked about, this is the one I watch every single year. It just puts me in the festive spirit, and even though I've seen it so many times now, it always makes me laugh.